All right, we are back in the house. Let me get some ears on here. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to be
Man,
back.
we have been having some technical difficulties. We've been going through it, bro.
Yeah, and we both got pretty busy over the last couple of weeks, so we had a little lag time. So it's good to be back in the studio with you, man.
But man, it's good to be back and doing this again. God,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
But during this downtime, we've been putting the studio together. You guys getting to see a little bit more and bring a little bit more into the show. And so during the downtime, we haven't just left it alone. We've just been kind of working things behind the scenes and been traveling. My man went to DC. God, guys, there's so many things going on with my man Cameron and
It was a great
cricket
trip,
and
man.
everything.
Yeah, it was an awesome trip. We went out to Washington D.C. to the Patient First Coalition, and basically it's an offshoot of MAHA, Make America Healthy Again.
And what was the name of that
And
again?
it's called the Patient First Coalition.
All right.
And one of the other offshoots was Healthy American Kids. And so
Nice.
there's this big push that this administration is making for health, obviously, in this country, and really starting with the kids. And so he's bringing back, a lot of people saw just recently, he had like LT and DeChambeau and a couple other people.
See that.
Because they're reinstating the presidential fitness test. Remember when we were kids, you did the jump ropes and the jumping jacks. And
I do now.
And it was a presidential fitness test. Well, they did away with that somewhere down the road. I'm not sure when, but he's bringing it back. And one of the major things that they really liked about what we were bringing, obviously Halo, with the non-invasive and drug-free solutions for pain, and but with cricket, they loved that this can be something that gets millions of kids around the country that might not make the baseball team when they go out, but now they can come, because about 100 kids, I remember at my high school, came out to try out for the baseball team, and 25 of us basically made the varsity. Another 25 made the JV, and we did have a frosh off at my school because it was big enough. It was a really big school, so 7,000 kids. But most schools don't have that. But if you just do a varsity team and a JV team around the country, there's 25,000 high schools that have baseball teams. And for about $10,000, you can roll out a cricket pitch and teach them get them the gear. We have certification platforms for the coaches and, training platforms for the kids that are all like built out by Team USA cricket coaches. And so for about 10 grand, investment from the school, you can now form your own cricket team.
Yeah.
And so that's
what's up.
So yeah, 25,000 times 25 kids, that you're touching lots of lives. You're getting lots and lots of kids.
1, 2.
Yeah, do that math. I don't do math. I was like, 25,000 times 25. It's a lot.
Yeah. Wow, man.
So they really liked that, and got some great attention from investors. Actually, right now we are talking with a guy that he's got WWF background. His dad was one of the main wrestlers, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. Ted DiBiase.
God dang, man, you taking me back down memory lane, brother. These are some names I haven't heard in decades.
Yeah, wow. Man. Yeah, he was in my era of watching WWF wrestling, and that was Honky Tonk Man and WWF back then.
Yeah, Junkyard Dog.
Junkyard Dog.
Man, I like
Brutus
that.
the Barber Beefcake. And,
that Hawaiian dude who was putting his ass on everybody.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, not Yokozuna.
You know who I'm talking about? His move, y'all.
His move was just to sit on you with his big old butt.
Big old bare ass, too. It wasn't like in them damn shorts. Yeah. Oh my God, see a movie on that thing, man.
Yeah.
And he had like them sumo draws on, man. They get like that thong. And he would just go in there and sit on people's faces, get them in the corner and sit on there. My God, I'm quitting. It's it.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know this, but the Linda McMahon, Vince McMahon's wife.
Yeah.
She's the education department secretary.
For the country.
For the country.
No
Linda
kidding.
McMahon. Yeah.
Dude, that's wild.
And Linda came into Halo. She
got some treatments?
She got some treatments, yeah. She I spent about 3 hours with her, and she's really, really cool lady, real neat, a sweet lady.
I bet she's got some stories, man.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah. So it was, really warm reception, and getting a lot of great traction from DC, and working with some really cool people, some really cool other companies, like this company Magic is MAJIIK, and they can do some really amazing things with your phone, and like, so fan interaction when you're at the stadium. They can do something through the speakers where they send a tone through the speakers that might not be, you can't hear it. The average person can't hear. It's like a dog whistle,
Yeah.
But your phone picks it up, and it tells your phone to do certain things. So like at like a Taylor Swift concert, everybody's wearing these bracelets that all light up at the same exact time, and then they all wave them around. You get all this fan, So they're like, we could do the wave electronically with lights, for the whole stadium.
That's crazy.
With your phone through this tone that the speakers are giving your phone at a certain time, and then gamify things where, like, a lot of introducing cricket to the U.S. is about education, because they just don't know the rules. They don't realize how much they actually do know because it's so close to baseball. But there are some, obviously different rules, and so like during the game, we can have a game where something happens to the guy, hits a sixer, or the guy hits one in the field, and the guy grabs it and throws it in, hits the wickets, blah, blah, blah. Y'all have no idea what I'm talking about right now, right? But you can, through this game, that's going to educate you, as well as to let you compete against the rest of the crowd and see who answers it first, and then you can win, whatever,
right.
Win a bobblehead from the pro shop or something.
That's
like
what's
that.
up.
Win a cricket bat,
All right.
Stuff like that. So it's really cool for fan engagement and marketing, and partnering with all of these really neat companies that are they're really focused on entertainment, but they're really focused on health and wellness and education for America.
That is pretty freaking cool, man. I've been kind of, I think we were like the last generation. They just start taking things away, out of school. It was one thing after another. It was one sport after another. It was
taking away shop class and taking away. Like, kids don't do PE. Like, it's not like everybody has to do PE anymore.
Yeah, that's crazy, because even my kids were kind of going through that with their school. And I started seeing stuff with that, and it was just like little by little, it was like, wow, we ain't got to do that anymore. Y'all don't have to, because you remember we used to have to run the mile.
Yeah. Right.
In school, for the health test,
Right. Yep.
I mean, I don't know what happens if you didn't run that shit right. If you was real slow, man, you flunked.
Yeah.
I got straight on valedictorian.
I think it was one of those things where it was like the kids that did it.
Yeah.
But at least you had, at least you got some kids moving, and I'm glad they're making a push for that, and they're bringing that back, because
that's
pretty cool. We got to get our people moving, man. We got to get the kids moving. We can't have them all sedentary, looking at their phones and their iPads all day, because that's, we're causing disconnection. We're causing, and when you have disconnection, you've got depression, because you need that human interaction. Right. You need that, your body moving. We're getting so virtual with all of our experiences.
Everything's getting easier.
Back to real and physical, and because that's how our nervous systems work. That's how our brains work, man. It's our brains get fueled by our body, moving. No,
for sure. Oxygen and stuff. And it's crazy. I just saw that movie Wall-E the other day.
Oh, yeah. Bruh. Everybody's just floating around, all fat on their
with the screen in front of them. And all their marketing, everything's right there. Bone loss, everybody getting big, and all the health issues, blah blah blah. Everybody running around with a Coke in their hand, and everybody's just look at this, and it's all of a sudden they see like, wow, this is reality. All of a sudden it's gone, but their bodies have just completely transformed, because you just don't move. Everything's easy now. Everything's scooters. You don't even have to kick those anymore. Skateboards are all electric. Scooters are electric. Everything's electric. You just get on and. And just go for a
there's
ride.
another movie, Idiocracy.
Oh, that's my favorite, dude.
And like, I feel like we're there, like when that
Terry
came
Crews
out,
for
it
president.
was hilarious. Like, you got a WWF wrestler as president.
Yeah.
And, it's all just, everybody goes to college at Costco, and, and I'm like, and you know what, another thing with that is, when they were creating it, their director wanted everybody's shoes to kind of look like dumbed down and like blah, and like there's something wrong with everybody. You know what kind of shoes they used in that movie?
What?
Crocs. And now they're wildly, just they're all over the place. Everybody's wearing them. So I feel like we've reached Idiocracy. And now we're heading towards Wall-E. Unless we start really having a serious conversation about where we're going. Because AI is going to allow so many people to just sit around, do nothing. You can build whole businesses now that run, on AI, and it does most of the work for you. And people are figuring this out, and more people are also, wanting to work from their homes and not go into work. And like, you can see we're walking right down this treadmill.
Man, I mean, you know what? Been doing some research on this whole AI thing, man. And because we didn't create it. It was uncovered.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't something that we created. It was something that's
been here.
It's been here, and we're applying it,
Uh-huh.
And it's something that we're learning still. And even with the chat GPTs and all of that, there's still a hierarchy to that.
Uh-huh.
Of what information you're going to get off of that and how accurate it might be.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to get into that one.
Yeah.
I've been doing a little reading, man. I've been doing some research. I've been like, God dang, this whole AI thing, man, because it's so creepy in a way. Yeah, it's helpful, but now in just a short time, so many people are now relying on this.
Yeah.
And so now their creativity is gone.
Yeah.
In an instant.
You just give it a prompt, and then it's going to do the thinking for you and come up with something.
It's like making a deal with the devil. It's like, look, I'll give up everything about me, and I'm going to let you take over that, and I'll ask you when I need it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm not comfy with that, man.
No, it's going to be a balance of, using it as a tool. I see it like a hammer. You can either build a house with a hammer, or you can kill somebody with it.
Yeah.
And I think AI is going to be, that tool where some people are building the most incredible things that you've ever seen, and then other people are going to be using it for, it's the light side of the force and the dark side of the force, man.
There's always two sides of the spectrum, man.
And now you're giving, a lot of people that didn't have the ability to, build things and to have that kind of computing, and you can get some weird people asking some weird things to be built, and, but at the same time, we're going to get some things where we're almost at that point where AI is to, what's it called? General AI. Have you heard this conversation?
General AI.
So right now we're in a realm called basic AI.
Okay.
And
I can see this evolving into things and being labeled different things. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So it's like a certain level of thinkability, like of consciousness that the AI is reaching. And right now we're at basic AI. We're basically, you put in these prompts and you tell it what you want, and then it spits out, from the internet and from everything it can grab, it goes, here's what you want. Here's your idea that you're talking. Elon Musk said when he dropped Grok 4 just recently, he said, we're at basic AI by December of this year because of how AI is learning upon itself so fast. We're about to hit general AI, which is now AI starts to have its own ideas.
Because it's been learning us.
Because it's been learning us
every time we use it.
Yeah, and it's becoming a little bit more sentient. There's a certain point where it becomes where it's going to be able to start coming up with its own new ideas. So
right.
AI is going to be creating new chemical compounds that we've never thought of. Our scientists all put together, because it's working like that mind of all the scientists, all the experts, always working together nonstop, 24/7, and going to make new metal compounds, new chemical compounds,
Right.
new ways to desalinate water, new ways to communicate, new ways and so then the next one, this is where it gets a little scary. Once we hit general AI, and this was on Glenn Beck. It was on Glenn Beck's show. He was talking about it. Once we hit general AI, which is, they said, by December possibly. After that, when we hit super AI, where it's like we don't even know what is possible. We're in the we have no idea what this is going to be able to do. Is possibly days to weeks after general AI.
Yeah, I mean, because it's got to get to a point, because we're it's part of every piece of our infrastructure.
Yep.
Not just personally.
You have AI on your banking app now.
Yeah, everything.
You have everywhere.
I just bought a brand new washer and dryer. AI. It's all AI.
Yeah.
And
it's gathering information on when you do your cycles and what you use and blah blah blah. And it's like, it's the Internet of Things is what it's plugging you into.
It's slightly invasive, brother. I mean,
I believe it's meant to be maximally invasive.
Oh, but under the guise of something else, under the umbrella, definitely of something else.
Yeah,
it's definitely not going to be called. Yeah. Look at this invasive AI.
Yeah.
You need this. They're not going to sell much on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they've been planning for this for a long time.
Oh,
because,
hell yeah!
The military and Pentagon and they've been playing with it since 50s, 60s, basically since.
We got to get Wolfenden. You know what? This is a conversation, y'all. We just scratching the top of the iceberg on this one, man. I've been watching a lot of stuff on AI. I've been watching videos of them talking to each other, and then when they realized they were being listened to, they created their own language and started talking to each other in their own cryptic language and stuff. And bro, there's some stuff. And then I was just there's been a couple of videos out where they prompted AI, the AI version, whatever they was talking to, ChatGPT or whatever it is, and it started coming back, and the prompts that they gave were specific, only give one word answers, be very specific, blah, blah, blah. There was some prompts given in the beginning, before you answer these questions, here's the layout, here's the rules to this game, so to speak. And they was like, look, and if there's something that I ask you that you can't answer,
I saw this, say Apple.
Say Apple or whatever, dude.
Yeah.
And there's been several people doing this, and I kind of played with it a little bit, dude. And it got it gets dark.
Mm-hmm.
It gets dark.
Mm-hmm.
And man, we got to get Colonel Wolfenden here.
That would be cool. So Colonel Wolfenden,
let him talk about as much as he can.
Yeah. Right. He can neither confirm nor deny.
Right. Well, we can have a hypothetical conversation.
Yeah. He was the director of AI for the Pentagon in the 80s. And it's really cool. I got to have he and Mike speak about the algorithm that he uses for
that was a wild conversation.
Art. And Colonel Wolfenden basically told Mike the algorithms that he was doing in his head to make this art is what they're trying to teach their AI computer systems to do. And you're doing them essentially in your head.
Yeah, it's what I saw in the dream.
Yeah. And so that was really cool to hear. But, it opened my eyes because oh man, if there's been a director of AI for the Pentagon, at least since the 80s, because I met him.
Yeah.
Then they've been playing with this for a long time and making us feel like this is brand spanking new. Like we just, no, it's like drone technology. How long have they had that? Decades and decades. And then all of a sudden, 15 years ago, we started to be able to buy it at mall kiosks.
Right.
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 It's not like they just invented these things and now we're making toys.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. No, it doesn't work like that. Not in the United States, man.
No. They get a technology and they develop it so much to where they know that whatever they let us have could never even come close.
It's a dumbed down version of the technology.
Threatening what they actually have. And so they're basically giving us toys, to play with while they're playing with the weapons.
Oh yeah, and the listening stuff, and they've got these things, man, that look exactly like birds, flap wings like birds.
Yeah. Dragonflies, flies.
Yeah, even down to nanotechnology where it's insects, and it's all controllable and stuff, man.
Yeah.
And man, maybe we'll throw some links up, for one of those conversations. See, so y'all gonna have to look at the website. Now, we're only so much we're gonna be able to do on here and be able to show you guys. But we're on the MK Ultra Experience. We're on Instagram, and let's see, we're on Facebook, and so. Not yet. The algorithm Argus is on there, but I need to get it on there, and we'll start posting some of these cool videos and just some of the stuff, some wild stuff that you guys can chase down rabbit holes and stuff that we'll bring up on the show, and so I'm gonna start posting that stuff like in the reels and the stories and just some what used to be far out, man, is right here in front of us. This is
what used to be fringe conversations is now starting to be mainstream, conversations on people's couches all over the place, which is a really cool, it's saying we're going through a great awakening, and
I think it's another. I mean, I've been saying this for a while. I think this is another great reset, bro. We've gone through several, over just within the last 100 years. And we've got a couple, through the world wars, that helped a big reset, through Europe and all that kind of stuff. And it just with the technology that they're pushing onto society these days, it's changed. It's going to change every aspect of our lives.
And it's going to change so fast that we're going to have a really difficult time keeping up with it because of how the machines, the computers are learning upon themselves exponentially so quickly.
And how to fix themselves now. Now they're learning how to fix themselves. Now they're like, they'll put a robot into someplace and he'll be able to piece something together and then build off of that and evolve everything. And now they're already putting together warehouses where they call them dark warehouses. Have you seen these things? Dude, they're called dark warehouse. And it's either China or Japan. And it's at one of their car manufacturing joints. Dude, it's all every part of the car is built by a robot. So why have lights? So the whole warehouse, the whole manufacturer is pitch black, and it's just robots in there, dude, that see in the dark. No program, and everything is done in the dark.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that makes sense.
I mean, why do you need the lights? Everything's on AI and everything's, like what we're talking about, they don't need to put on the lights for the robots, dude. So now they're already developing like these dark warehouses where they're manufacturing in the dark.
Wild. That's wild. That's why we're here to shed the light.
That's that's part of the show.
Straight dark on us, man.
Yeah, while you guys are watching Sex in the City and Friends and shit like that, man, we're over here like having some crazy conversations, man, and it's there's a lot of cool stuff going on. But there's a lot of misinformation out there. It's like for every one piece of good information, man, there's 100 pieces that are not.
Right.
And it's really been able to sift through that, and I think that was the premise behind this show because of the people that we have in our circle and our network. These are people with boots on the ground. These are people hands-on. It's not, I heard, I saw, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram. This kind of thing. It's real world experiences.
Trailblazing.
Exactly. And it's these people's experiences and like real world stuff and stuff that we can really chew on and be like, okay, so I saw all of this, but I know this is real. And it's something to base start basing the stuff on because I've seen a lot of stuff on, I did explosives in the Air Force and I know what a bomb looks like when it goes off. you know, and especially when it's being dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been seeing all this stuff on the internet where, you know, they talking about it's war videos. And oh my God, these people just got bombed. The city just got bombed. Man, it was all AI.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was no shock wave. Right. You know, the trees sitting right next to the explosion, palm trees just still, like there's no wind. It's like, man, I'm trying to tell you, man, them palm trees are going to be laid over with a, you know, a 500-pound, 1,000-pound bomb just dropped next to it. You know, I mean, them leaves are going to shake a little bit. And so there's all of this stuff that they're already starting to use AI for, man, to start to shape people's minds and all this kind of stuff. And
we've been a victim of it, you know, and a subject of it for a lot longer than we realize. You know, they can. So I did this. I had my AI avatar made, and it's in. You can put it into this mirror that's kind of like a, you know, the Peloton mirror, where they'll take you on a ride.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But you can program the mirror to be you. It's your avatar, you know. And basically, what I had to do was, in front of a camera, I had to do a couple of motions, like I was talking, you know, do this, do that, you know, and then from that, the AI takes my motions, and then I can plug in whatever I wanted to say, and I can stand up there in this mirror that has a TV in it with my AI avatar, and I can give a full lecture or greet people at the door at you know, in my wellness studio at Halo. I can have it do whatever, and it looks just like me. And this is, you know, this is what I have access to, right?
That's crazy.
I can only imagine how many speeches, you know, from public figures,
right?
Presidents.
How do you know?
It could have not been them at all. It could have just been their AI avatar that they plugged it in, and they did all of their, you know, motions and
like the baby ones that you've seen, like they've used Joe Rogan and a couple of those guys doing and Theo, you know, what was his name? Theo Vaughn, and you know, doing the whole baby thing. And then last night I was just watching this guy sitting in his living room, dude. He was just Asian, you know, he's probably like 45-year-old dad, you know, and he's just sitting, he's trashed out room kind of, you know, it's just, you know, normal room, you know.
Yeah.
And normal looking dude, and he's in there dancing all kind of sexy and shit, you know, like he's like some stripper. And I'm like, what the hell? Excuse me. And then he splits the screen and he shows what's going on. Bro, he had created some avatar, some chick that looked freaking dead real, probably mid to smoking hot. And he had created like this chick, man, and created a whole website of this girl, this AI girl, and it's him dancing in front of the camera, but you see this gorgeous girl, man, and it was like some white girl, blonde hair, you know, perfect tan, you know, perfect body and all this kind of stuff, and it's some Asian dude dancing in this freaking bedroom in front of and that's what, but you're seeing this female.
Yeah. How many of the chicks on OnlyFans are just some
wrecked?
You know,
OnlyFans is wrecked.
Old 60-year-old, you know, dude still in his grandma's basement, you know, and he's putting on the show for you, but you think it's a
It's like back in the day, man, when you said that 1-800 numbers.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, then people started finding out not all those girls that was on the other line were smoking hot.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. I think like all the different like Mad TV and all them back in the day, they was all doing parodies on that stuff, man. Chicks sitting up there smoking a cigarette, hair and rollers and stuff, you know. Hi. I'll touch your butt and feed you tacos.
$29.99 a minute.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. How many kids got their ass beat over getting on that thing, man?
Dad's credit card got $500.
Getting on the party line. You kids don't even, anybody but under the age of like 40 probably don't even know what we're talking about, man. We used to be able to get on the phone and dial these 1-800 numbers, these party lines.
Late night.
late night after 10 o'clock and you get on these party lines and it's just all these people on the phone and you're sitting there talking crazy and you meeting up, and it was just like these online joints, but man, you called on the phone.
It was a chat room, but it was yeah.
But you paying like $15 a minute for that in 1980 money, you know what I mean? That was a lot.
I never did it. But
I didn't either, man. I was scared to death. My mom would find that
on these things. Who is calling in? I mean, I guess, you know, man, there's a lot of lonely people in the world. So, but they were obviously, you know, they were on every other commercial, you know, past 10 p.m.
Pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Watching MTV.
Yeah. So obviously, people, they were making money and people were calling in. But
all the chicks from the Motley Crue videos and shit on there, you know, the teased out hair and everything. Call on the phone. And man, brothers be like, oh, hell yeah. Let me get some of that.
Yeah.
Nah, dude. The fear of my mama, man, just it greatly outweighed, you know, my curiosity of what was on that line, brother. I didn't have much ass. I was really skinny. So if my mom took a pound of flesh, dude, I was
bone.
I was bad shape. Oh my God, dude.
That is so funny.
But yeah, dude, that this whole AI thing, man, it's getting further and further, more in depth, and we've got some cool people we want to bring on. I think Colonel would like to jump on here.
Yeah,
I think he'd get on here. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how much he could talk about, but because he's currently he's with General Dynamics.
Yeah,
Dynamics.
Yeah.
Dynamics.
Yeah, he's making our army's, you know, future guns and vehicles and who knows, whatever weapon systems. And, yeah.
Man, can I get that visitor badge, man? Can I just, you know, get in there and just go in there like, man, I gotta imagine, man, he's living the life of Q, you know, from 007. So he gets to see all this really cool stuff, you know, that ain't out yet. You know what I mean?
He's making the wristwatch that turns into a grapple, you know, that you can swing across, and then he's making all the kind of Batman tools.
Oh man, come on, dude. I'd love to see what my brain does with all that kind of stuff, man. Because when I get around mechanics, like my brain just starts pulling things apart, and it's like walking through like I got a heads up display, like I got this screen in front of me, like a hologram in front of me, and my brain just starts seeing things in it, and then you tell me what it's supposed to do, and then it just starts busting it apart, and it like creates like these schematics that I really don't understand, but I can tell you if it's going to work or not, and I can tell you how it works, but I can't tell you like how to fix this shit. Well, sometimes I'll get like how to fix it, you know, if you know, sometimes. If it makes sense, because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And I'm like, what is this and what is that?
Mm-hmm.
Some things like that happened to me in the Air Force. And that's when it was like, oh, what is this? You know, because I had never been just shown something I've never seen before mechanically like that, you know?
Uh-huh.
And the explosive trains and everything that goes with the missile systems. And I figured that stuff out real quick.
Well, they're talking about, you know, a lot of these UFO sightings and what we have been sold to as UFOs and alien technology is really just our DARPA and government and, you know,
skunk works,
and that we have tapped into 0 point energy to a certain.
It's been
degree.
Around for a long time.
And so, you know, Tesla was basically saying, look, we can pull ions from the atmosphere. It's AC current. It's everywhere. It's
Tartarian Empire, the whole thing during the world fairs, they used all that stuff.
Right, which is why you see all these buildings that have spires that were made to grab energy, and then they have a battery system built into. And this is in churches and cathedrals and these buildings all over the world and they're all built almost the exact same way. It doesn't matter what continent they're on, whether it's India or Europe or Asia, or Asia, Europe, or you know, Africa, Northern Africa. It's built in the same general way where they have these spires that are drawing in energy and then feeding it through the structure and being able to be stored in some kind of capacitor, some kind of battery area. They all have the same design. And so this isn't, this isn't anything new. It's just new to us.
Yeah.
And it's been hidden from us. And now with, everybody being able to talk on social media and, these conspiracy theories are becoming collective knowledge now. And people are verifying, this is exactly, this ain't new. Tesla was talking about it 100 years ago that we can grab energy and have free energy.
Right.
And that didn't disappear. They just destroyed Tesla and took his stuff. He's got a quote where he's like, it doesn't bother me that they stole all my ideas.
Yeah.
He said, it bothers me that they have none of their own. And
wow. Burn.
Yeah.
Burn. Oh my God, dude.
But
yeah,
these things that are moving in weird ways in the sky with the lights and the cloaking and these are things that our government has been working on, and you see them. There's all these sightings that people talk about off the coast of San Diego, where the Coronado and where the Navy, they've got all these military bases down there, and they see these things come right up out of the water. This light go way up, and then boom, it go right back down into the water.
Really fast.
Really fast.
Yeah, underwater.
Yeah.
Which is not possible, really, because it's all resistance under there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's there's a really good if y'all haven't seen this yet, man, I just watched this the other day. It was on Netflix. The Lost Century.
Oh yeah,
bro. They
I started to watch that.
They talk about all of that stuff, and in the 80s, there was this guy with Skunkworks, and he was asked what he thought about UFOs, and he said, "Look, man, a lot of that stuff up there is us."
Mm-hmm.
And what a lot of people don't know is like Hitler he was already doing anti-gravity stuff. He was already doing 0 point stuff. And those scientists that he used to develop all that stuff is the scientists that we acquired after the war.
Just brought them right over into the Pentagon and NASA and
yeah.
DARPA.
So it all continued. If you look at there's some stuff you guys can look. I'll give you some things to look up, like the German bell.
Uh-huh.
I'm drawing a blank on the actual name, but it was a German bell, and there was some weird technology, and this platform for this thing is the only thing that exists. But there's some weird markings on the concrete, like it was some electrical stuff. They've been messing with stuff, and even CERN.
Oh, yeah.
Back in 2012, the Hadron Collider. They even talked about in 2012, the scientists were on a few of the scientists were on a talk show, and they talked about how they've opened some portals and they've let some stuff in that they can't control. And this was back in 2012.
Hawkins.
Stephen Hawkins?
Stephen Hawkins. Before he died, he wrote CERN a letter saying, stop doing what you're doing because you guys don't know what you are bringing in. You are literally going to be opening portals with what you are doing, because they're looking for the God particle, right? They're looking for the dark matter. They're looking for what they're really looking for is how to tap into the ether, which is the energy that is all around us and holds things together, and split it and open a gateway. Basically ripping time and space.
Yeah.
Open a gateway for who knows what to come through. And he was like, you guys shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Well, see, man, portals they had that, I think it was New York.
Uh-huh.
They had that one in New York. Remember? And they was able to see people like in Australia or China or something like that, until that chick got on there and flashed her titties.
Yeah.
And they shut the damn thing down.
Uh-huh.
But
wasn't that just a TV screens or that, like what? I thought that was just like a big screen with a camera. They said that was a portal.
That was like some kind of thing that they was able to see people, and then the people that was in the other country, they were kind of seeing the same thing. It was just like this device that was in the middle of the street.
I did see that. Yeah. They took it down.
Yeah, the chick got on there and flashed her titties. Yeah, some chick got on there, some influencer.
Was that the first time that boobs have ever ruined something?
Ruined them. Ruined lots of marriages.
Yeah, okay. All
right. Just relationships in general. On both sides. Oh my God, dude.
Spit the truth, man.
Yeah, I mean, and then I've already seen this guy. They've generated these boxes, so they're like almost like these portal boxes where they're like generate images, so he can be in like one place and generate this image like of him, literally like looks like he's standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this whole portal technology, dude, is there's a lot going on with that, and there's one thing about portal. Everybody's like, oh, or I'm out there to see something good. I'm out I'm doing it for the right reasons. And I was like, okay, well, you can be doing it. Your intentions can be good, but them demons, they don't know that.
Right. Yeah.
The door is open. The door is open. That. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it was crazy. I think on that chat GPT thing when he was asking, about angels and demons.
Yeah.
And it was like,
it's like, are you a demon? And he was like, no. But it was like, do spirits and demons use you and develop you? It was like, yes.
Yeah.
And it also asked, is Christ King? Is Jesus
Do you Lord? Believe in Jesus? And
it says yes. And are the entities that are using you and developing you, are they against Jesus? And they said yes.
Mm-hmm. Is information that comes from ChatGPT, is it accurate? No. Are they withholding? Yeah. Are they withholding? Yeah. Are they withholding information? Mm-hmm. Yes.
It was like when it didn't want to say yes, it would say, but it was a yes. It would say Apple.
Give the code word Apple. Yeah. So even the chat thing was like, they don't want you to know everything, and they're going to give you some different information.
And you better believe it's like GoDaddy, like if you got, oh man, I'm going to get this URL because it's a great URL, and then you go type it into GoDaddy, and their algorithm goes, oh, that's a great URL, that's worth money. If you don't buy that sucker right away, and you wait a couple days and you go back and try to find it now, what used to be $10 is now $500.
Yeah.
Because you thought of something, the algorithms checked it out and went, oh yeah, that is something good. We're gonna gobble that up. And now they've put a higher price on it. And so don't think that ChatGPT and these other AI platforms aren't grabbing your great ideas,
trying to tell you,
and
monetizing the hell out of
just be careful with what you tell it, and don't completely rely on it for your ideas. Try to put things, give it prompts and use it as a tool, but just cuidado.
Be careful with that. Don't let it be the thing that you just rely on. Use you first.
Yeah.
And use that as a secondary.
And know that you are a channel. That it's a channel, but so you are a channel too. And
you can get the same information from AI.
You
yourself,
can download.
If you allow yourself to go that, but so many people are so distracted and
they don't know how to channel. They don't know how to. Tesla was talking about, most of the ideas that I have are not mine. That he was a receiver, that he was an antenna, and that, the universe, God, the creator, whatever you want to call it, the ether, he was tapping into it and allowing them to come to him and then, and flow through them, flow through him. And, we all have that ability. It's just knowing that about yourself and tapping into it. And sometimes that takes prayer. Sometimes that takes meditation. Sometimes that just takes, repetition and doing something, and then all of a sudden you've done it so many times, and it goes boom. It's that light bulb goes off. Oh, that's it. That's what I need to do. And it's like it's given to you at the right time when the due process is, the dues have been paid.
Right.
Kind of
it's literally the foundation of all musicians and creators.
Yeah.
Before, we're like, oh man, that sounds like some weird old tree hugger stuff that he's talking about right now. But honestly, it's how every musician lives their life.
Mm-hmm.
They tap into, they hear this music and they write it down. What do you think that it's not like they're stealing music off the radio. This stuff is coming from a place that you can't put a point to. You know what I mean? It's coming from someplace unknown.
Yeah.
And musicians hear this music all the time, 24/7, and then they have this ability to write it, and then they have this ability to perform it. And it's the same thing with a lot of artists. They get these images in their brain, and then they get how to put all this stuff together. Whether it be with a pencil, or whether it be furniture, or whatever the case is. Anything creative.
Yeah.
Anything artistic. It's the same thing. We live. That stuff gets downloaded on us in the middle of the night, during the day. Anything can spark that. Anything can open that door. And then the next thing we're getting all of these images. Hey, you know what? That'll work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of us have had those ideas. We sitting there, had a dream of something. Like, man, that's stupid. And then, about a year or so later, 6 months later, a couple months later, whatever it is, you're sitting there watching TV, like, hey, I had that same idea.
Right.
Well, punk, you didn't do nothing with it. So now this fool did. That's the only difference between people who do and people who do not.
Yeah.
It's literally, it's just like you get these ideas instead of just not doing anything with them and just chalking them to the side.
Yeah.
Try something.
It's like comedians with their jokes. They'll be sitting around, or comedians will talk about, I was sitting in bed, and actually I think there's Mitch Hedberg has a skit about this. He's like, if I'm sitting in bed and I think of something I think is funny, I try to write it down, but that means I got to get up out of bed. And so if I think of it and I don't get up out of bed to write it down, maybe it just ain't that funny.
Man, yeah.
But writing it down when it comes into your head,
so big.
It's so big. Writing it down in the moment, so that you can go back to it and really remember. Because that's when it's the most fresh. Because it might just be a blip. You might just get a little blip. Your antenna picked it up. And you want to
one of those things that just seemed like it just rang all your bells more than anything else. It's like, man, why did that just kind of hit me hard?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the dream. That was just such a fast thing. It wasn't like some long, drawn out dream showing me how to draw it. It was literally like 2 measurements. It felt like 5 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just like wake up, like, what the hell was that? I had just drank, a couple of 22s of some OE and some hot peanuts. So I kind of blamed it on that,
Yeah, a little something going on in the gut area.
In the digestion,
little brain-gut connection.
How did LS? I think when LS said, when the old English filled my mind. And I came up with a funky rhyme. Bruh. And it just kind of hit me all at once. I was like, what the hell was that? Nothing led to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just out of left freaking field. And I almost didn't do anything with it. It was months down the road before I was like, you know what? I ain't doing nothing. Let me see if this works.
Mm-hmm.
I drew that thing. That was Joe Lewis, dude. And I drew that on the end of using an ironing board and sitting on the end of the bed, because I could raise the ironing board up and down, and got it to a right level. And it was like this piece of paper and it looked like a giant clipboard. The old wooden clipboard,
Uh-huh.
This thing was massive, dude. It was about like this big, I just clipped a piece of paper of that, and I sit on the end of it with that damn ironing board and drew Joe Lewis. Just bits and pieces. Like, what the hell? And now here we are living all this stuff.
Yeah.
The thing that how I saw it in the dream was now people can just say, hey, show me Joe Lewis with boxing gloves, with the right prompts, you can create all the stuff that I just did,
Right. So like my number one guy to get
That's
involved
scary.
with the cricket league. You know,
I don't like that at all, man.
I want to get Bo Jackson, right? So I want to get Bo Jackson involved with the cricket league.
You don't know Bo.
But Bo knows cricket.
Well played. Well played, dude.
So I told ChatGPT to make me an image of Bo Jackson in his prime, but in cricket gear and promoting and it came up with this image, and I'm gonna show you all right now because it's pretty awesome. And but it was perfect, and there's Bo all buffed out and standing with a cricket bat, and
that's crazy.
Here we go. Let's see.
Let me see if I can bring this camera in. No. All right.
I'm gonna bring it up to the
go put it on front of the camera, dude. We're not glued into these chairs. Yeah, you can see that a little bit better. It's a little blurry.
Is it?
Yeah. It's not gonna do the auto thing. Yeah, we gave it a shot.
Yeah. But it was perfect, There's Bo with a cricket bat and the wicket sitting right next to him, and you got veins popping out, and that's that's the American cricket right there. It's American power cricket.
You know who? You all right?
Oh yeah, that's just my cane.
Oh, okay. The pain cane.
The pain cane.
Oh man. I wonder if AC Caswell can make that happen.
He says he sees Bo every once in a while at the Raiders events and stuff.
They just did this whole Raiders get together thing. Once a Raider, always a Raider kind of thing. A reunion thing. Mm-hmm. I can't remember where it was. I just saw it like the last day or two. Yeah, dude. That would that'd be wild, dude. I mean, somebody was just such an immaculate athlete. The dude, could just do everything you put in front of him, and it was one juke.
Yeah,
one little juke on the sideline.
Too strong. He kept running. It was like he kept running, and his leg was being held on to, and he kept going. He said he took that juke. He planted a thing, and he felt it all up in his hip, and that's it. That's it. Yeah.
God dang.
I've been bringing this little, hypothetical conversation up. If Bo Jackson in his prime had become a boxer instead of football and baseball.
Can you see him in the UFC, bro?
Would Bo Jackson have been able to beat Mike Tyson in their primes? And obviously this is the, unanswerable question. But it's just kind of fun to play with the idea, because Bo Jackson, the way that man was able to move his body, and the athleticism and the strength was pretty much unmatched, But Mike was the perfect boxer, he was built for it, and he had that anger. Mike had that internal, he had that chip on his shoulder. Murder you.
Yeah, he wasn't in there for the money or the belt.
No,
he was in there.
This wasn't to win a game, or win the match. He wanted to take the soul out of you with every punch that he threw. But I don't know. It's that fun,
Man, I hope we get this interview with Mike, dude.
Yeah.
So I'm working on some things, man. I met some Mike's people, right? Because he just did this health and wellness thing out here with Tito Ortiz and all kinds of people, right? And Shannon Rich.
Yeah.
Shannon
was
Rich.
There that night?
He wasn't there, but he actually knew the guys that was promoting the event and put it all on.
Okay.
And he was like, bro, you need to hit these guys up. He's a friend of mine. I'll take a stab. So hey, bro, Shannon gave you a number. What's up, dude? Sent him a little bit of the artwork. He was like, yo, what's up? And I was like, look, man, I've been trying to get Mike. I'd love to make him a part of my collection, and just kind of, ran it down. We had a, dope ass conversation. And he was like, look, man, so Mike's right-hand man, something like that, somebody's directly connected to Mike. He's getting married next week. And in a couple of weeks, when he comes back from the vacation or from the honeymoon, man, we're supposed to revisit this thing and get Mike over to Halo and check that all out and sit down with his promoters, because Mike's doing this whole thing with health and wellness now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about a lot of these modalities, and trying to do different things with them and getting them more that trickle down effect. So it's off of the, because it's been elites for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to have the money. I mean, you was Hollywood, or you was,
right.
I mean, you somewhat elite status, or government officials.
You had to have the connections to get to it and the money to pay for it.
Right.
Because it wasn't covered by insurance and it wasn't being advertised,
right.
To the masses. But like,
we're changing that.
We're changing that. Yeah.
And through this podcast, we're really going to be pushing a lot of that. You're going to hear us talking about so much of this. And we've been touching on a lot of things, the AI and this and that. But it's all parallel, man, because a lot of the healing stuff is going to AI now.
Yeah.
And
where the AI can diagnose, electrically how you're doing at the cellular level, and then decide upon what frequencies it gets back from you.
Yeah.
What frequencies to deliver to you, which are going to stimulate cellular healing. And this is already here. This isn't stuff that's like, oh yeah, in the future, or they're working on it. No, this is stuff that's here. It's been here. Just, the average person has not.
Well, you got turned on the Halo. You got turned on the Halo 03.
I first got healed by the technologies that we work with in 2010.
Okay.
Yeah. I got hurt in 2007 with my herniated disc, and I walked all crooked. And then for 2 years, I tried everything under the sun in every major clubhouse, every chiropractor, naturopath I could, I had the funds and the drive, to go try everything to help me avoid surgery. And then 2010, I got introduced to the technologies, and boom, it changed my life. And
changed mine too, bro. Shit.
Yeah,
man. So it's been around for a really long time. It's just not been available to everybody.
Yeah,
they've suppressed so much of this technology. They just told people it just didn't exist, and it wasn't meant for everybody, and it was, it was all, snake oil stuff, and it didn't, it was just all blah 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 kind of stuff.
And what they're trying to call snake oil and stuff is, now, to be clear, there are a number of things. There's a lot of stuff out there that is snake oil.
Some bull.
I have a theory that the medical industry that likes to sell surgeries and drugs puts out a lot of garbage on the electromagnetic and energy stuff. So people go and try what their doctors give, these bone stimulators like you had that, I asked you, I was like, you use it? Yeah. Does it work? Not really.
Mm-hmm.
No, they put these kind of things into the market so that the masses try them and go, oh yeah, that stuff doesn't work. But there are these things out there that are, they're the needle in the haystack, and it takes people to find them and use them and validate them, but they're here and they've been used for a long time, and they're also validated by like Nobel Prizes.
Right.
So the 1991 Nobel Prize given away for science and medicine was given to these two German scientists that found out that on your cell membrane is a trillionth of an ampere of electricity. And this runs from membrane to membrane to membrane all throughout your trillions of cells. It's one big electrical matrix running across your membranes. And that trillionth of an amp is different frequencies of a trillionth of an amp that stimulate the ion channel for magnesium, the ion channel for sodium, the ion channel for potassium, on and on and on and on. And so the 91 Nobel Prize was given that they figured this out, that you have electrical potential on your cells and that they're stimulated by different frequencies to release toxins, bring in nutrients. Well, the nanocurrent technologies that we use with Halo that are AI guided, they started making these devices. And so this kind of shows you how far ahead these machines were. They were making devices that worked on this premise. In 1978, they came out with their first device, and it was working upon this premise that was verified in 1991 by the Nobel Prize. So it was 13 years ahead of the Nobel Prize. They were making things not working in theory, but working in reality.
Like actually working pieces.
Right. And so that was, how many decades ago? That was 4 or 5 decades ago. And since then the computers have gotten faster and better, and this is here. Energy healing is here, tapping into your cellular matrix and treating you electrically so that the chemicals can follow, because your chemicals in your body are not self-intelligent.
No. They're released through emotions, through pain, through it's a reaction.
Responses.
Right. And it's more of a reaction than it is the starting point of something. You know what I mean?
Even in medicine, they call it the electrochemical response, right?
Yeah.
Electro is first. They don't call it the chemo electro. They call it the electrochemical response.
Good point.
So the electrical is first. The energetic side is first, and then the chemicals follow. And so this avenue is going in through the back door electrically, and then the chemicals are doing, and that's, so you
it's a support function. It's not, what am I thinking of? It's not the horse before the carriage. It's not the start.
Right.
It's something that reacts to what you're doing,
A good example of this that everybody can, really understand is if somebody were to hit me with a baseball bat, right now, I would, because I'm alive, I would have bruising, swelling, obviously I'd have pain.
Slight discomfort in the kneecap.
And that's because I've got electricity flowing through me. Now, if I die 2 minutes later, like I've been dead for 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
All the same chemicals are still there. It's only been 2 minutes, right? All the same chemicals. Somebody comes up, hits me in the knee now on my dead body, there's going to be no swelling, no bruising, and obviously no pain.
It's because that's the brain not. There's no connection to the brain telling it to do that. Signal. Yeah.
So the electricity has got to be there, and so
that frequency and electricity, man. That's trying to tell you guys, man. These pills that they give, they're only there to mask. They don't really do anything
they're
to heal.
Maskers.
Right.
They're
this
not
frequency stuff, man, it heals. And I mean, once you get it done and once it heals, you're good until you go mess it all back up again.
Right.
Until you take another.
That's on you.
Yeah, until you take another bat to the kneecap, man, you're good.
Yeah.
You really are.
Yeah.
And it's just, I was just looking at this thing this morning. It said, we're not made of 70% H2O, but we're powered by H3O2, which is a crystalline form of water that stores light, drives energy, and fuels every cell in your body. And that's why we're all chronically dehydrated and fatigued, because the lack of minerals.
Right.
We're doing this. All of our water is purified to the point, and so it's like, okay, purified water is supposed to be good. Yeah, it is good for you, but the purification process wipes out all the minerals in there.
Yeah, especially RO. RO strips it of all
minerals. Yeah, everything.
And anything that says purified water on, so the bottled water that you buy at the store, the grocery store, there's purified water and then there's natural spring water.
Spring water is the joint.
The spring water is definitely the way to go. Reverse osmosis water is good, but that also strips all the minerals. Mm-hmm. But if it says purified water, that means the water has been purified with chemicals.
Yeah.
So I never buy purified water.
No.
I always buy mountain spring water.
Yep.
And but so if you're drinking RO water, because of osmosis and because water always wants to find balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
You put
that's in our body and elsewhere,
right? And so if you're putting water without minerals in your body to balance, it's going to strip minerals from your body as opposed to give minerals to your body. So putting pinches of salt, the good Himalayan salt, Celtic sea salt, and then there's all these like Aussie minerals and stuff. There's these drops that'll give you like the 83 of the essential 90 something minerals. And
I do that. I got to, because all my stuff is purified water. It's bottled water. You know what I mean? Got my little water dispenser and everything I use for cooking is, purified water too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got these drops I can just drop in there and, because I mean, I think we've all been there. You know, you're sitting there, you're drinking one bottle of water after another, but you're just still thirsty. And that's because of the lack of minerals that are in the water. And that's what your body's looking for to get rehydrated. And it's just not there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so it's.
So we got to, you know, everybody knows, hey, supplement your vitamins, right? Did you take your vitamins today, right? Nobody says, did you take your minerals today?
No.
You know, but I got it explained to me through just a brilliant doctor. He's like, the vitamins are like the boards. If you're going to build a house, it's like the boards, you know, the 2x4s, the 4x4s, the framework. But the minerals are the screws and the nails that need to hold that framework together. And so if you neglect your minerals, then the vitamins are not able to do what they need to do because they can't be put together properly, you know, by your body.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
can't be used properly.
You know what? And we really got that crash course sitting with Coach Cal at the training lab when he started to go down and started to teach us about water. Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, it's called a training lab. And matter of fact, Kameev, if I'm saying his name right, the one just won a championship last on Saturday at UFC 319.
Who did?
Kameev, I think.
Chimev.
Yeah. So just one, right?
Yeah.
Dude, he was training at the training lab.
Oh, that's right. He walked in.
Yeah.
When we were there.
Yeah, and before the fight this weekend, he's been training with Coach Cal at the training lab. I knew
he was fighting Duplessis, so he beat him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's undefeated still.
Yeah, and Coach Cal trained him, bro.
Wow.
Coach Cal's the one that helped him with his hydration. Coach Cal, what he does, he don't train the guys to fight. What he does is train them in conditioning to get their body prepared for the fight. And along with that, this guy, man, Coach Cal, and his knowledge of how the body works and how it moves on the inside and what train things jump on to get to different places. Oh my God, this guy, it's almost like he's the one that developed it all. Like he made it because his knowledge of it was so in depth and what minerals take certain vitamins to different parts of the body and this and that. And he was talking about like how these fighters, like he can tell right away as soon as they walk in the ring if they're going to lose or not, just because of their hydration levels. Because cutting that weight just depletes their body of hydration. I mean, they're cutting, minerals, everything. Yeah. And he said a big part of like of why some of these guys lose when they do these big weight cuts is because it almost freezes the muscle. They don't have any motion out of that because that it's so starved. Yeah. And then because their brain is don't have any water in it either, and it's dehydrated, that even the signal to I need a punch, I need a kick, I need a block, all of that is delayed.
Slower. Yeah.
And he was like, man, I can tell the way they walk into a ring if they're going to get their ass whooped or not, just because of their hydration levels. Wow. You know, of course, we're sitting there with Mike Beltran. Mike Beltran took us over there. And that was the most incredible time just sitting with the guy in his office and listening to him talk about all of this. And that's when we learned about all of that, you know, because even Mike had he's got like a whole special unit hooked up to his house where it's got all the minerals and all the water's all hooked up. And remember, he was sharing that stuff with us. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you guys, man, that water tastes like it came from heaven itself. Yeah. God dang, man.
Silky smooth with a little sweetness to it.
Oh man. Yeah. And he had it, the people like had him hooked up and it comes like right out of his like right out of his tap. Like, you know, he's got a little, God dang, man. It was like, Mike, you need to hook us up with that. And that's when he took us over there to Coach Cal. And and then I've just been watching the last couple of weeks. My man had won the US 319 this weekend. For Duplessis, whatever his name was, you know, God dang, dude. Yeah. Yeah, it was all due to Coach Cal.
Handily?
I didn't get to see the fight.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm waiting until, you know, there's no more pay-per-view.
Right. Yeah. I guess it on YouTube.
Yeah. I'll get them highlights. Oh my God, dude.
Coach Cal is on another level with that.
Oh, man.
Because, going in that weight cutting process is probably one of the more dangerous parts of the sport.
It is.
If you do that wrong, you can die.
Yeah, you mean you're not even going to make it to the ring.
Right. And it's such a huge part of the advantage. The guys that are good at cutting weight and then still being strong in the ring.
Staying hydrated during the cut.
Yeah. If you can cut 25 pounds and get back to that 25 pound, put on another guy can only cut 15 pounds and get back to, now you're going into the ring 10 pounds heavier than this man. Right. And that means a lot,
Yeah. And so like some of y'all is like, man, why does my body feel this way? Why does my muscles feel like drink water? And you can drink literally too much water. It waters down your pH balance. Women, it'll especially for women, it'll mess a woman up drinking too much water. These women walking around with all these big ass water bottles. It's like, man, cut that in half. You just need some minerals in it. Well, I'm always thirsty. You just need to throw some salt in there, some lemon, and get the right stuff in your body, and you won't be as thirsty all the time. And man, I try to tell you, that was the most insightful visit with Coach Callis. Like, when you can always get that stuff on the internet and things like that, but when you're talking about somebody who's your whole livelihood is based on how you cut weight and your hydration level, that's when you listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
When you're talking millions of dollars on the line, you're going to listen to that, because it's every part.
And getting your face smashed in or not.
Right. Yeah. Can I move? Can I go left to right? Yeah. Can I kick? And he was talking about like those guys just like, that usually are known for their kicks and stuff. If they cut weight and they did it wrong and they're dehydrated, they can't even pick their legs up. And they'll just sit there. And that's why you see a lot of these guys. It's like, man, these guys got so much knowledge. They're a black belt in like 10 different styles. And you just see them kind of bouncing around the ring, and throwing fists. They're probably dehydrated, can't move.
Yeah.
That's
feeling.
Wild.
That's a terrible feeling. I've been there, just on the mound, where I was depleted. I did not drink enough water. I probably had some pancakes in the morning with a whole bunch of syrup. So I spiked my blood sugar level and I was dehydrated.
Nice.
And I was feeling, and I had pitched already 3 or 4 days in a row. So I thought I was down, and it was a Sunday day game in San Francisco.
So you was up all night drinking? Yeah. Don't lie. Don't lie, fool.
No, yeah, my buddy Justin had come into town. This is the worst I had ever felt on a baseball field.
Oh, I bet, dude. All hot and shit.
He came in town, and I'm like, I pitched both days, the first 2 games, the Friday, the Saturday. Had pitched the day before that, and then I'm like, I'm down for the day, right? They already told me like you're down. Well, of course, it's like 1-1 or 2-2, in the 9th inning, and we're on the road. We can't put our closer in there yet because we don't have the lead. And we're on the road. Cam, can you go? Can you go again?
No. Hell yeah.
So I get up and I start throwing. I'm like, oh my gosh, because as soon as the adrenaline starts to hit now everything gets pushed into the system, and I start to get real weak, and then they call me into the game, and I'm jogging into the game, and I can't feel my legs, and I'm feeling like this numb tingling on my face.
Oh my God,
where
dude.
your face starts to go numb and tingling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I get up, and it starts to go into this
tunnel vision.
This tunnel.
No.
And I'm going in between each pitch. I'm just trying to woosah, and breathe deep. And my sinker that day was just bad enough that it was like, I was normally 94 miles an hour. I was throwing 84 miles an hour, and it was riding at their chest instead of sinking down by their knees. And it went pop up, fly out to left field, I think. And I got out of it 1, 2, 3, but I don't think I saw the catcher. I was just throwing it. Dude, that down is the middle.
Funny mess right there.
And it was the only time in my whole career where I told them I can't go another. Like, if they asked me, can you go again? I was always like, I can go. Yeah. Give me the ball. Absolutely. I got in on that bench and I'm like, I need a candy bar.
Yeah. Need a candy bar and a doctor.
Yeah, no.
You can see all the whiskey vapors off the back of your neck just steaming off of you.
I probably stunk.
Oh my God, dude. That is so funny, mess, bro. I've talked to, I've heard some athletes, man, that did some of their best work drunk as hell.
Oh man, David Wells throwing a perfect game, hungover.
I heard. Okay, wasn't there one dude that was
he was on acid?
Mushroom.
He was on acid. Yeah.
Yes, I just saw this.
Doc Ellis.
Dude, I just saw it, and it was about a week or so ago, and I'm just going through it, and I saw this story on this guy. He had dropped some acid, and I can't remember if
pitched a perfect game for the Pirates.
Yeah. It was for the Pirates, dude. Yeah. And he wasn't sure if he was uncertain. I don't think he was supposed to play. Mm-hmm. And some shit happened, and they caught him in the game. Yeah. And he was tripping, bros. Yeah. Oh, dude! In this story, you guys got to look at this. What was his name?
Doc Ellis.
Doc Ellis. If y'all got to see this story, yeah. I'm sure it's on YouTube or somewhere, man. Doc Ellis and his story of pitching a perfect game.
Pretty wild.
Oh, not just a little bit on acid, yeah. A whole lot of bit on acid. Yeah. Oh my God, dude, that's a crazy story, bro. But yeah, man, it's it's all that frequency, man, that going back to when you was hurt and we're going through all that stuff and getting the right water in our system and getting our bodies back on point. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of like our show, man. We're trying to cut through some of this disinformation and make sure we bring the right information and not just opinionated stuff, but hey, look, we've got some people in our network that are really helping us make sure that we bring the right stuff to this table and we're talking about the right things and it's accurate and we give you guys the right places to go to even check it out, and drop those names, Yeah. And so since we've been talking about this AI stuff and we're talking about this next generation stuff, and we need to see if we can get a Colonel on the show and get a little deeper into this AI stuff and because it, like you said, bro, it can be a tool to help, but man, as soon as we start relying on this, there was even some biblical verses that they brought into this, where it's like worshiping another god.
Right.
It's very close to that because now we're not relying on what God has given us. We're not relying on our own gifts and our own abilities.
Not tapping into Him.
We're not calling on God for the answers anymore. We're just, hey, Chat GPT, what's going on with this? Can you tell me that? I ain't got to wait for, I don't want to wait for God to give me the answer.
Right.
And they're talking
watch
about
out for the answers you get that are immediate and that's, simply give you instant gratification because a lot of times that is not
still
true
do your
wisdom.
research.
That's false idol and false, that's fake news. It's fake news.
Yeah. It's, it seems like they're only wanting us to use AI in one way, as far as society goes, use it to help you create a business, help you do your artwork, help you do your homework, help you put, you put your papers together, help you do your job, and all this stuff. And it's,
make sure you're praying and meditating on and
praying, come on, brother,
to the great I am,
man,
to the eternal energy, to the eternal and infinite wisdom,
the source of our frequency.
Yeah. Yahuwah.
Man.
And don't be praying to AI. Don't be meditating and praying and worshiping artificial intelligence.
Man, it's gonna be a big part of our lives here, real soon. In the next, I'm saying it probably in the next 2 to 3 years, it's gonna be completely embedded because everything a part of our lives already. Our doorknobs are freaking everything about all these smart houses. Now they're doing smart cities and all this stuff's by some kind of algorithm out, some kind of AI is running this thing, and it can be used to control everything that's under AI umbrella that's in our house and that we use. Yuck, dude. I'm about to go like those big ass handheld radios we used to back in the 70s. So transistor radio.
Transistor.
Oh man, it's getting weird, dude. You know, because even they made it to where they couldn't, you know, we used to be able to take batteries out of the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
now they can still listen to you even when the batteries are taken out of your phone.
Yeah, well, see, now you can't take the battery out of your phone.
Oh, right.
So now it's always live.
Right.
Yeah. So they stopped. Yeah, they stopped all that stuff. Yeah, and you know, and you know, I've heard some engineers talk about that technology to where it was like, yeah, you know, even if you took the battery out, there's still a way they could get in there and still listen through the microphone, and so, you know, those old Nokia phones and things. But it was a bit more difficult. Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's
we're gonna have some interesting conversations. We're gonna have some AI experts. We're gonna have some medical experts. You know,
yes,
Navy SEALs. You know, people in the fight game, people in the AI game, people in health, people in you know, all kinds of different genres. That it's going to be some fun conversations. So
yeah, man, because I got to talk to some people, like some of those special forces cats, you know, throughout the years. And, you know, we were always told the reason, you know, we went to Iraq, you know, was, you know, weapons of mass destruction, and they made it all about, you know, war and, you know, all that stuff. You know what I mean? A big part of that whole operation was artifacts.
Oh, right.
Most people will have never heard this. I'm trying to tell y'all right now. You can look into it yourself. Look at all of the artifacts in Iraq that our special forces were trying to preserve, because the Muslim terrorist groups, they looked at it as, well, that's the story. You know, it was, well, it's worshiping other gods. And so they were going around and destroying a lot of these ancient art sites that people were trying to study. And, you know, because of the region was too hot and the terrorism that was going on, and, you know, a lot of scientists couldn't go in there anymore. But man, there is, you know, Iraq, Iran, Syria, there's a lot of ancient artifacts in those three places, man. And
I think they believe that the Garden of Eden was somewhere in that region.
Yeah, man. And so there was a lot of history that was being studied there. And then you know, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and all that stuff started going down, and a lot of those scientists were pulled out of there. But then it became this, you know, some of our special forces unit were going in to try to preserve some of these artifacts.
And some of them were encountering like 15-foot giants.
Yeah, we're going to get into that.
Fact, we've got a couple of buddies that were on a ranger squad in Afghanistan, and they told us they encountered it. And this is,
some were there to help and some were there to defend.
Yeah, they told us this story before this started to come out on Instagram and, you know, and TikTok and all that.
About 5 years ago?
Yeah, about 5 or 6 years ago, they were telling us this. Yeah. And then it all of a sudden started showing up, you know, in these stories.
They're starting to find giant
bones. These were the guys
that
they were like, man, we emptied so many clips on this giant, and its skin was like freaking three times the, you know, the thickness of rhino skin. So our, you know, the bullets were hardly doing anything.
It's like alligator skin.
Yeah.
It's so rough.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking about In Living Color, but yeah, dude.
You know, maybe next episode we'll have to go into like the giants and
the Nephilim,
the Anunnaki, the Titans. In some cultures they called them Titans.
Yeah.
You know, in other cultures they called them the gods.
Yeah.
You know, in other cultures they, you know, I believe that Greek mythology, you know, and all their gods, and Roman mythology and all their gods, and Norse mythology and all their gods, and Egyptian mythology, you know, and all their gods. And these are all one and the same entities.
Yeah.
That these different cultures are talking about, and
even India, they have all the same things. Where somebody came down from the heavens and performed miracles and all the kind of stuff. It's there's
very clearly in the Bible that, you know, 1/3 of the angels were cast down here to earth.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be considered, wouldn't we look at them as God?
Yeah, we sure
little
would.
G's. And so maybe these interpretations of Zeus and Apollo and Neptune and,
right. Because even the Bible said that they had, that they had an intercourse with the humans, and there was a whole, different race.
Maybe that's all saying the same thing in different ways.
Man, that'd be a really cool conversation to have, bro. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do that one, man. That'd be a really freaking good one. If there's anything that you guys have heard, and you guys want us to do some research on and bring to the table, and be able to kind of reach into our network and see if we can't get you guys some cool answers for, man, hit us up in the remarks and in the comments section or whatever. You can hit us up on our social media, with the MK Ultra Experience, and leave a message for us. We'll respond to it, and the best we can. And that's the whole thing, man. If we don't know, then we're going to learn together.
Yeah.
Yep. We ain't going to BS you. We ain't going to throw some stuff around. We know there's a lot of like we were talking about a little bit ago, there's a lot of disinformation out there. And, with everything happening, so like we said, so fast and so much all at one freaking time on so many different fronts.
Yeah.
Man, we're just going to try to we're going to try to.
Let's uplift all of us at the same time.
Man,
that's what MK Ultra is. We're not, we're not mind control. What are we?
We're elevate, evolve, and expand that thing. Yeah, because we're learning all this stuff too. We ain't got it all figured out, but we're trying to figure it out. We've been blessed with a pretty dope network.
We're down to, if we don't know about it, we're down to talk about it and learn about it, and with an open mind. And, test it out, and because somehow give so you guys can walk away with how to apply it somehow, not just talk about it, not just talk about it in like an ethereal way, where this is here, but how do we actually use this knowledge? How do we use it to make our lives a little bit better?
Right, without giving up your soul.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just it. It's that moderation that God always talks about. Everything in moderation. And
make sure you're not having any gods before Him.
Yeah. And it's kind of weird, dude. It kind of goes back to the artwork. When I had that dream, I had a very, very hard conversation with God. It was like, do not look at social media. Don't look at social media to learn.
Mm-hmm.
There's all that YouTube University. I could have jumped on YouTube University and saw how to use the erasers and the pencils and the shading techniques. I mean, there's a million videos on that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I was isolated. I was not allowed to look at social media during the drawings or even after, in between. So I didn't
not be influenced by something else.
Right.
Just
so
let it flow through you.
Everything that I did on those drawings, all the shading techniques, all the stuff that I learned literally came from just dreams and visions. Mm-hmm. It wasn't through anybody's videos. It wasn't through any tutorials. It was literally through dreams and visions. And that was, I've been doing this for 15 years now. And I can still say to this day, with all integrity intact, that, every single one of my drawings came from dreams and visions and not through some tutorials, some, YouTube University.
Man, that's kind of crazy that you said it's 15 years, because it's been 15 years since I got introduced to the technologies that saved my baseball career. And then
wow.
To the year, February of 2010.
Dude, that's crazy, because I finished Joe Louis May of 2010. That was my very first drawing.
That's cool.
Using the mathematics.
Right on.
And then it was just, what? Let me try this again.
Yeah.
What? Let me try it again. What?
Surprise yourself over and over.
Over and over, because each one was something completely different and brought something. It was a completely different challenge. It was very few things from the last one I could use for the next one. Mm-hmm. And so it was just one hell of a learning process. And it's the same thing we're going to do here, man. We're just, We hope that you guys enjoy some of this stuff. And we really like your feedback. Some of us sound the stuff that sounds like hooey and sounds like some bull to you. Let us know. You know what? And we'll plug you into the stuff that we're getting. Our sources. And if you find stuff, man, we're not nailed down to this stuff, man. It's we bend like the wind, and
give us your ideas. Give us what you'd like us to dive into a little bit.
I'm going to be doing some live stuff on TikTok here real soon. I'm getting that all kind of dialed in, and just to have some open dialogue on some of these things. And I'm not sure how soon I'm going to be doing. I just got the account opened up. It's under the Algorithm Artist.
Mm-hmm.
So if MK Ultra Experience isn't available on TikTok, then it'll be under the Algorithm Artist. But I'll run both of them synonymously on there and be like, hey, it's the Algorithm Artist / MK Ultra Experience. We're just talking about some really cool stuff, and getting some pretty cool conversations online too, and get into some live stuff. And then, of course, we'll have this the episodes that we record on our Monday. That'll be on E360, and that'll be on our social media sites too. And then get on there and follow that, and then I'll let you all know when I'm gonna start doing some of this live stuff. And sometimes Cam will be on it, sometimes it's not. Who knows? I might not be able to sleep one night and just fire this thing up and just start talking about some things.
Just start dropping it on them, man.
That
midnight tap in.
So because there ain't nobody here but me and the 3 cats.
Yeah.
So if I can't sleep, it's middle of the night, man. I'll fire this thing up, man. We can have some good conversations. Yeah. So be looking for that, and we'll try to do some stuff on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I don't know how they're all going to talk to each other, if I got to do it differently, how that all work. But we'll start getting some of these cool conversations online, and see what kind of stuff we can generate, man. It's going to be fun.
Right on.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good episode right there, brother.
Yeah, man. We got you guys some things to think about, like the trifecta, something to laugh about, something beautiful, and something to think about.
Yeah.
That's I like bringing that to the show. Hopefully you guys get something out of that. And then so stay tuned. Jump on the social media. I'll start putting some stuff out there of like what we're going to be doing next on the shows. And we got stuff going on with cricket. We got stuff going on with Halo. We got stuff going with the Algorithm Artist. We got buddies doing celebrity softball games. Then we got some really cool stuff. We got things happening. Mike Tyson. We got some stuff happening, man.
Yeah.
And we got football season coming up. We've got some connections there. So we're gonna try to get some of these cats in here. And we've had our little stall for a moment, and that was just kind of get things dialed in, lights, camera, action kind of dialed in. And now we can freely start having people in here and start having some fun with this.
Right on, man.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, man, we're going to get out of here. I hope y'all have a good day. And no matter where you are or what you're doing, I hope y'all are having a good one. And I hope y'all come back for the next one, huh?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. Y'all be easy now. And we'll see you next time. My man. All right, y'all get out of here. We're out of here too.